Shoot. There we go. There we are. Well, hi, everybody. I am here. I was just running a few minutes late, so I apologize for that. No technical difficulties, just ended up with someone at the front door that I had to take care of first, and now we're here. So how is everybody? You heard an odd word? What was that? Oh, well, there's Janelle and Ghislaine and Mirren and Joy and Penny and Heather and oh my goodness, the gang's all here. The gang is all here. Well, I'm going to wait till there's a couple more people here, and then I will have a wonderful, awesomely terrific surprise for all of you. Looks like we have more people here than I expected. East Coast Stitcher, Rose Diamond, Ashley. Yes, I'm doing very well. Daphne. Well, guess what? I'm going to switch screens and I'm going to play something for you. Hello, Yvonne and Jen and Joanne. Oh my goodness. And Denise. Ah, the whole gang. This is wonderful. All right. I'm going to switch screens here. Hang on. I have an awesomely terrific surprise, and I wonder if you've already guessed. Be right back. Oh, not that surprise. So we're going to turn that off, and we're going to put this on. Oh no, hold on. Yep. Oh no, I don't have to do that. Is it playing? Can you hear the sound? Where'd it go? Is this video playing? Yes, Jen, it's my stand. Oh, I can't see my controls. Here we go. Okay. Turn this music off. Where's my sound for my... Oh, good Lord. Technical difficulties, my friends. Technical difficulties. All right, it should be. Oh, Lordy B. Yes, my stand from Ukraine. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Now, is the video playing? I hear the sound and something on the floor. Now, why does it... Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. This, I think, is the wrong video. Hold on. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, good Lord. That's the wrong video. Hold on. Hold on. No, where is it? Where? Here it is. Okay. Now. Oh, Lordy. You should be hearing. Oh, there it goes.
Oh my goodness. It even
Here are
has
some
those
results.
screws in again. There's a
Here's
thing
some
on the end.
results. I don't want your
Allen.
results.
Whoops. So it comes with an Allen wrench to open all these little screws on the top. I'm doing a video.
Oh no.
I had so much excitement today, I can't stand it.
Screw gun, I think I
Yes, Stephanie, that's right. Just in time for my birthday.
It comes in this nice little wooden box, just like the mini stand came in. And you have to undo all these little screws. Here, I'll show you. I hope you're seeing this. Okay, now we'll go back.
Box for
over.
the cat.
The hubby's gonna put it together. He went to get a.
Oh wait, you'll see another
Screwdriver,
cat there
and the kitty's
shortly.
gonna
They
help.
both have to help.
So I'll be back when we have it all opened up. Okay, there's the grand opening. It all comes packed in this stuff,
felt, I think.
felt, and it's everything is, these are fillers, and then the legs are in their own little cases.
Filler.
That's a leg. Isn't it beauteous? There's going to be 3 legs.
Milk stool.
Milk stool.
Yes. The cats always think they have to supervise. They help us do everything.
Okay, we'll be back when we're ready to put it together. Okay, here we go. With the help of 2 kitties, putting it together.
Oh, Diane, you don't know how excited I was. I woke up this morning and we had to go for groceries, but before we went for groceries, I saw the message that it was at the at the my local post office, and expected delivery today, but it didn't say it was out for delivery. Well, I was antsy when we got back from groceries. I had to call the post office. And it was actually out for delivery. They brought it to the house. I didn't have to go pick it up. It was wonderful. This part here is the hardest part of putting the whole thing together, because things have to line up, and it was only after we fiddled with it for a little bit that we realized each leg has in the corner either 1 or 2 dots. And when you put it together so that all the angles fit, you have to match 1 dot to 1 dot and the 2 dots to the 2 dots, and then it went together perfectly. But here, where Glenn's fussing, we didn't notice that and didn't have it matched up. So it was a little bit of a fuss to get it together, and Michael had said this part of it is the hardest part of putting the stand together. Everything's after that is, well, in fact, I even forgot to videotape part of it. It's easy peasy. Yes. Yes, Denise, you're right. I was just as excited when I got my lap stand too. But this is, I actually sat and stitched at it a little bit today. It was such enjoyable. So enjoyable. Oh, Jackie, you're not late. We're just getting started. And as you can see, my long-awaited, very long-awaited stand has arrived. So yes, I am so excited. See, and here's where we're fussing with it, and the dots weren't lined up. So yeah, once we figured that out, it went pretty good. It keeps scooching away.
Let's go to the floor.
I know. Yeah, this is just a little bit more of him messing around, and I wish it's like a 5-minute video, so bear with me. Hi, Jan, how are you? Hi, Joy. Oh my goodness, yes, it is packed so well. Everything comes in felt bags. So everything is protected, and then there's felt bags rolled up in between things so that nothing could move or get bounced around or whatever. Was so well packaged. Yes, and the wood, oh, it is just fantastic wood, and it's so smooth and so well done. I will say, yes, it was expensive. I'm not going to deny that. It was expensive. Oh, it looks like it was over. Okay, I guess I missed the end. Did you see the end? Did you see it sitting at my chair? Well, if not, I'm going to move. Yeah, the felt is wonderful. I'm going to take my camera and I'm going to turn you around a little bit and show you. Don't look at my mess. Oh, it's going to be dark. There. There you go. There it sits at my spot. Sorry, it's a little dark. Yeah, sorry it's a little dark. So my myself was parked in that recliner chair. Well, hi Bruce. My goodness, long time no hear from you. How are you? Yes, it might be expensive, but seriously, it was, oh gee, now I got me all out of sorts here. Hold on. Hold on for the jostling. There we go. It totally was worth every penny. And it took, let me see, I ordered it in March the 4th, 2021, and it arrived today. It took it shipped on June the 4th, so it took, well, basically a month to get here. I think it was on a slow boat from Ukraine. And it sat in New York for a week. And it kept showing that it was in New York, New York. And I didn't expect it until it would have showed that it was out of that and being transported to my post office. It didn't show any of that. And the next thing I knew, I saw when I checked the tracking this morning that it was here and delivered today. So I am a happy camper. Now, all I want to do is stitch. However, I promised you guys a live tonight, so we're going to do that. And yeah, let me see. Yes, Joanne, I can put a link up in this video of where I got it. It's from Patoki, and if you just Google Patoki, in fact, I'll just put it right on here. I think it's Patoki.com. Let me just double check that for you. I am almost positive that's their address. Yeah, it's Patoki.com. Of course, it's www blah, blah, blah. And they have, obviously, the mini stand that everybody gets that goes on the table. And that's the one a lot of people have been getting. They have this particular floor stand, which will, by the way, hold hoops, Q-snaps, and they sent me a video where the piece that, you know how on the mini stand it's that clampy thing that holds your hoop or your Q-snap? Well, on this particular stand, you take the top one off, turn it around, and if you want to hold, like if you have a scroll frame that you normally hold like this, if you want to hold it like this and put the roller in, you can actually put a scroll frame in it that way, if you choose to do that. Now, it would obviously not be one that's really long, because that's not just going to work. But you could put a smaller scroll in if you wanted. And a Q-snap will definitely go in. Hi, Missy. Oh, my goodness. 20 after midnight. Oh, bless your heart. You're stayed up. Bless your heart. So, yeah, I'm just thrilled. Just absolutely thrilled. A happy camper. Yay me. Okay, so what I had planned for this evening was I did that video the other day with Stitch With Me, and I talked about MarkUp R-XP, and I had quite a few questions on this app. And a lot of people said, or several people said, it was hard to see the different features because I just had it in a small window. So I thought, hi, Carla, welcome. So I thought I'd do this live tonight and have the window a bit bigger so that people could see better. What was your first whip on the stand? Well, do you see this one here in MarkUp? I'll show you. I'll show you. This one. This was my first whip in the stand. I just started it, so oh, wrong one. Wrong one. Oh my goodness. Here we go. No, what the heck? Take that away. Come back. God. Hi, Jody. Oh, Jody, you missed it. You missed it. My stand came. Yeah, it's here. It's here. You'll have to watch the beginning of the video because I played a video of my husband opening it up and starting to put it together, and then of it sitting by my recliner that I always stitch in when I'm over here. Yeah. Yeah. My stand is in my hot little hands. So, but anyway, a lot of people asked about this app, and let me preface this with saying I have absolutely no affiliation with this app whatsoever. I got it when it first came out, or shortly after it came out. At that point, I tried it a few times. And although it has a lot of features that I really like, it had at that time was missing a lot of features that I really wanted. And that the biggest one being like Pattern Keeper, when you click on a symbol, it told you right away what color it was and how many stitches were of that color. Well, this last update, they have since fixed that. And now you can see what color the symbol is. Now, it only tells you the number of stitches on a particular page. That's one thing. Hi, Linda. Yes, my stand. Yes. That's one thing that I believe they're working on, and that is to put your pattern together in one big pattern like Pattern Keeper does. However, at this point, it's still page by page. So that's the one, for me, that's the one drawback, because I like to have one big chart. However, it's not necessarily a deal breaker, because depending on what method you're using to stitch, it doesn't really matter if you're only have one page or whether you have the whole thing, you know. And a lot of people out there stitch page by page, so you know, that's yeah, I'd like it as one big chart, but I can live with it being pages. So I thought we'd talk a little bit about the app and answer some of the questions that people asked me, and I'll go over again some features, because it does keep a lot of statistics for you that I personally really like. And it would mean that I wouldn't have to keep another calendar book to know what day I worked on this and how many stitches I did this day and all of that. So let me find here we go, stylus here. And is the app big enough on the screen? If we need it a little bigger, my face may go away and you'll just hear my voice. Because I can make it a smidge bigger yet. In fact, I can. Oh, no, wait, I have me locked. Here we go, unlock me. I can make me a little smaller. Shrink me down and move me up in the corner. And that means then I can make this a smidge bigger. So does that work for all of you? Okay, so first things first. It's great. Good. Thank you, Judy. Let's start at the very beginning. So you can see these are two projects that I'm working on. You can yeah, I don't know, Bruce. I don't know. It would be nice if Pattern Keeper people did the same, because it depends on what you're looking for. I personally really like the stats because it does it for me. Melanie, I will show you how to do a paper pattern. This is easy in here because I just figured it out. That's one of the reasons I was late. Just putting that out there. Yeah, I don't know. The features that it has beyond just being able to mark your chart is what drew me to it, because half the time I would forget. I forget to write down how many stitches I did in a day. Or I don't have, I'm over in the living room, I finish stitching in the evening, my stuff that I do those tallies in is over here, and I'll do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow I forget, and yada, 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 yada. So this does it all for you, and that's one of the things that I really, really liked about it. So you can make a wish list, and that would be, oops, I got it. See, I want to do it with my mouse. I can't. Yes, this app now is a yearly subscription. It wasn't in the beginning. Anyone who had it before that date that it became a subscription is grandfathered in, and they will not have to pay annually. Anybody that gets it new, it will be an annual cost. And in all honesty, I do not know what that cost is. I didn't go hunt that down, so I have no idea. I have no idea what that cost is. I can't imagine it would be an exorbitant amount. And for the features that you're going to get, and they are constantly improving it, I think it's probably worth it. So you can do a wish list. Now I have nothing in there. I have these things kitted up. Now take notice these two on the end on the right side were not PDF charts that I imported. Then there's the ones I'm doing. Yeah, I didn't finish anything. $12.50 US. That's not bad for an annual fee. That's really not bad at all. And then I do have a total of like 13 things in here. So I'm going to go back to my doing. So there are different categories, and when you bring something in, you can put them in the appropriate slot that you want them in. Now, to bring a chart in, okay, I'll show you that first. There's this plus sign down in the bottom. I don't know, can you see my mouse? I don't know that you can. All right, down in your lower right-hand corner is a plus sign. It says add a new project. And then you get to restore a backup. Restore a backup is, because this works on Androids, iPads, iPhones, Android phones. It does not, I could not get it for on my Mac Mini, but it does work on your tablets or your phone. So say, for instance, I'm at home, I'm using it on my tablet, but I'm going to a picnic and I want to take my stitching with me, and my chart is in this app. I can then upload it to Dropbox or the cloud somewhere, whatever. Get my phone, for example, and then put it onto my phone. So if you do that, then you want to do restore backup, because anything that you have, yes, it works with iPads, absolutely. So then anything that you have marked is already going to show. So then you come home from the picnic or wherever you were, and you want it back on your tablet again, you just do the reverse. You save it to the cloud, you open your tablet, you do this same procedure, restore backup, go to the cloud, get it, and re-download it into your tablet. Now, once you do that, I would get rid of that other one so that you don't end up with all these restored backups. You can also get something from your camera. You can, Kevin, you can get something from your photos, and I'll show you that in a little bit when I answer that other question. And you can get a PDF. So for now, I'm just going to do a PDF and show you, say, how to put a heaven and earth design in. So you just tap on the PDF, and now it's going to take me. Yes, Bruce, you can. Absolutely. You can switch. Now you get to see all the heaven and earth designs that I have that I probably will never, ever, ever stitch even 5 of them. Yes, Kevin, you have been missing in action. Where have you been? So I'm just going to randomly pick one, and I'm going to just tap on, this one's the cat and the bookshelf, which is a relatively new one. And now it's going to tell me that this is by a recognized designer, which is Heaven and Earth. If it is a recognized designer, what it's going to do is import the color key, which tells you which symbol goes with which color. Yes, Jackie, I have the same thing. Google Drive, I can't find it either. But if you take something out of Google Drive and put it onto, like, save it from Google Drive onto your phone or your tablet, then you can get it that way. It's just a little bit of a work around. Oh, yes, Kevin, it is time to stitch again. So since it's recognized and it will set everything up for me, I'm going to say yes. And then you get the little spinny wheel, of course, and it's working on processing it and bringing it in. And that's all there is. So this bringing a chart into this works the same way as Pattern Keeper. So, yeah. And I can show you that, Jackie. We might not go through it all because it takes a little bit until this goes in or comes in. It takes a minute or two to get there. Now, please do stop me with questions or let me know if you have a question. Like I said, I'm still learning this app also, so I can tell you what I know and what I've figured out, but I may not be able to answer all your questions. So just to full disclosure right up front, because I haven't figured everything out either. But I do sit and play with it until I do figure out what it is that I want to do. Because I have all night. So no worries. Well, good. I have all night too. Oh, Jen. Sorry you have to go. You just got here. But yes, I will have fun with my stand, and thank you so much. So you have a great evening. Oh no, wait, it's probably pretty late there. Yeah, take care. Yeah, that is true, Melanie. If you want to switch between Apple and Android, you would need two subscriptions. That's, I believe, correct. Because Apple, you pay through the App Store, and your Android, you do through the Play Store. And I don't think they're interchangeable. So that brings in your chart. And there's nothing more to do. Your chart is there and ready to use. Oh, Jen, sleep well. Sleep well. So you want to work on this chart. You just tap on it. It loads it. And again, sometimes it takes just a smidge. And there it is. And it will even give you your beginning pages. Okay, this is I love this design too. Cat in a bookshelf. It looks like my Odie laying on the bookshelf. So it will, if you, on the middle here, at the bottom in the middle, you see an arrow to your left, an arrow to your right, and in the middle there is one of 80 pages. If you just tap on that, it will bring up all your pages. Okay, so you can just go through to the ones, you know, you probably have already, well, maybe not. But if you need your chart, if you need your floss list, it's all there. Your how much floss you need is there, and then you can go right to your first page of your chart. Tap on that. It will open it up. And look at that. This first page, God bless us, is nothing but black. And then, of course, like Pattern Keeper, you can make it as big or as small as you want. But let me go to a page that has a little bit more than just black. So rather than flip through page by page, I can just, again, pull up from the side. And I'm just there. This looks like it has more. There we go. More than just black. So it also works very much like Pattern Keeper. Yeah, very much like Pattern Keeper in the fact that it does not have any presets. Like, you know, in Pattern Keeper, you could double tap and it would highlight all of that color. Or you could double tap when you were marking it off and it will mark off all of that color. This, you have to use the search to highlight. Okay, so let's just pick randomly that. Now, this bar that comes up is the sensitivity for detection. So if you see that it's not picking up all of your symbols, you just increase that sensitivity a little bit, and then it will pick up the rest. Now, to get rid of that, you either go back to where you want to move the page, and it doesn't go away. So this tool on the right-hand side moves your page around. The middle one is, of course, your search tool, and this is your markup. Okay, so again, it works like Pattern Keeper. If I'm just going to randomly mark things here. you just, I think you can see those changing colors. Okay. When you have everything marked that you stitched, you hit the search tool again, and it will change it to the color of the floss. If you mark something in error, you can either hit, yeah, there it is. You can either hit the undo button over here, or you can tap on them and undo, or you can undo, well, see, I undid some, so it's gonna put them back on again. So if I want to get rid of them, I just, you can just scrub like you do in Pattern Keeper and get rid of them. Okay, now I am going to jump ahead here and show you something I just found that I really, really liked. So I am going to go here in the settings, and that's the little wheel in the upper left-hand corner at the top. Just like Pattern Keeper, that little wheel that gets you to all the settings. And down here, under highlighting symbols, when you highlight, you can either highlight it with an outline, or you can highlight the whole square. You can highlight the whole square as a square, or you can highlight it as a circle, so you get those options. But here's the thing that I like: ignore marked cells. If I don't turn this on and I have half my page marked, it's going to show you it's going to highlight those stitches that have already been stitched. You're going to see that. Yes, you can insert diagonal lines, Kevin. Yup. If you turn this on, it's going to ignore any cells that have already been marked. But now, watch what it does. Here, Kevin, you go back up here a little bit. These boxes here, the square, the ones with the lines in, that puts your diagonal lines in. So just for kicks and giggles, I'll set some in. Okay. Now, if I have, let's go back and highlight these again. All right. Now, I'm going to mark them off. Look what it does. So it's unhighlighting and putting in the color right away of the stitches that I stitched. Awesomely wonderful. I really, really like it. Okay, that part I really like. And again, if you mark them in error, you can just hit undo, and it will undo them all. If they're all marked and you're done with that symbol, you just go back to the search. They're marked, and pick another color and start all over again. It's that simple. It works very, very much like Pattern Keeper. The thing I keep forgetting is, okay, I have the solid squares, black squares highlighted at the moment. Okay. Oh, look, there's so many there. I think I'd rather do some of these other colors first, so that when I get to those dark squares, it's gonna hide my thread carries. Now, in this case, that's probably not the case because these are all grouped together. But say I really don't want to stitch that color. I want to stitch something else. To get rid of this mark, you must go back to the search to take it away. Okay. You can highlight with it not being on, without something being high. You can mark things off without having that highlighted. But if you decide you don't want that, you got to go, you got to hit the search again to get rid of it. No, there's no check mark to click. You just work between these two symbols. That's it. Okay, I stitched all of those, marked them all off. Go to the next. No, and then those would be highlighted. Nothing to oops. Nothing to click. No X and no frog. I'm sorry. There's no frog in here either. It's a shame. I could kind of like the little froggy guy. I can undo these later. But that's pretty much how, that's the basics of it. That's how that works. Now, one important thing to remember is you're done stitching for the day. I've stitched however many stitches I stitched, and I am going to quit stitching. Remember to hit this up at the top, the thing that looks like a disc. There's a disc, there's a question mark, and there's the X to exit that chart. Hit the disc so that all of this gets saved. Oh, Carla, good night. Have a good night. Sleep well. And thank you so much for stopping by. If you don't save things, when you come back the next day, you may have lost everything that you marked off the day before. So make your last task before you exit to save it. That happened to me. Unfortunately, I hadn't stitched a whole lot. So that I could recreate it quite easily. But if you say you stitched 1,000, well, I don't know why I stitched 1,000 stitches last this month. That's a lot of stitches to try and remember or try to figure out what you did and what you didn't stitch. So just fair warning, be sure to save it before you exit. And then this next one is a help, and it gives you some it goes over the basic features just like I've been telling you on how to do things. And I'm just going to flip through it, but that is there just in case you you need a reminder. The other thing is the developer has a ton, well, it seems like a ton of videos on YouTube. You just search MarkUp R-XP, and I'm going to say there's probably somewhere between 10 and 20 videos on how to use this app. Every time he develops something more, he puts another video up to show you how to do it. So this is the basic features. How do you mark a whole square at a time? Okay, you're in your markup mode, so your pencil or highlighter there is the one that we're using, and you can tell because mine is black. If I'm using another color, oops, hold on. Say I'm using this color. My highlighter's red. My highlighter changes to the color of the floss, or reasonably close to the color of the floss, which is kind of nice. Okay, screen, catch up a little bit with me here. So then to mark up a whole square, I'm going to unhighlight that color. I'm going to go into my highlighter and I'm going to press on the square, and then this selection is going to be up. If it's already stitched, I can clear the square. If I want to mark the whole square, I can do that. And this is where I tell it where to park my thread. Yeah. Is there a way to upload non-PDF charts? Yes, there is, Elizabeth. Yes, there is. So if I want to park, I have the options here to tell it where I want to park. Now, again, there is not at this point a way to preset that you could always, like Pattern Keeper, you can preset that to always park in the lower left corner. This one, you have to do it every time. So there are things that are not as good, but on the other hand, there are things that are better. So that's why I put I think I put in my initial thing of help me decide, help me decide which app to keep using, because I rather like this one. Oh, Diane, have a good evening, and so, thank you so much for dropping by. I'm glad to have you here. So this is where you find that, and again, you just do that by holding on the screen. I can clear the square, I can mark the whole square. So, oh, I marked the wrong square. Oops. Hold on it again and clear it. Yeah. Not, you know, it's just that simple. People asked, for example, I'm in the markup mode. I marked off these stitches. And did you notice if you accidentally touch it, it undoes them? So if I touch this one if I touch this one by mistake and go like that, it's going to undo them all. And I don't want that to happen because then I'm going to get confused. In the upper left corner, you have your wheel that gets you into the settings. You have this next one, which is I really don't use, and that has to do with the colors and assigning colors. And you have a lock. If you hit that lock, now when you go like this, they're not, even when you tap on them, they're not going to come undone until you unlock it again, and then you can go in and erase them if you need to erase them. Okay, so that, whoops, see? That's another feature. And sometimes it's fun to erase things because you keep pressing and then you miss and it highlights more and you fiddle with it. But that's okay. Oh, Jackie, you're watching me on TV. Oh my God, I'm a TV star. With my husband and using my iPad to learn it. Well, good. That's how you learn. That's how you learn. So, you know, maybe some of you want to play this back and go through it. And yeah, I'm a hands-on learner. I have to, I can't just read it. I have to read it and see it and do it. It's just the kind of learner I am. So that is basically this screen. I'll go into settings and give you a little bit. When you go into the settings, it's going to give you the information about your chart. It's going to tell me, well, it tells me I marked 2 stitches, so I must have forgot to erase some somewhere. And it tells me on this page how many stitches there are. and how many I have left to do. Oh, good night, Missy. Oh, it's 1 at night. Oh my God, you have to get up at 6:30. Oh, sleep well. Sleep well. This will be up on YouTube. Watch it at your leisure. But thanks for stopping by. It's always nice to see you. Your next are your project counts. So it will tell you, just like Pattern Keeper, that it has however many stitches. It tells you how many you have left to do, so you don't have to figure that out. And it gives you your percentages. Oh, Kevin, thank you for stopping by. It was good to see you. Keep in touch, will you please? I missed you. I've missed you. You've been hiding, reasonably so. Oh, Candy, you just found me. Yeah, I've been here. Oh, wow, it's almost an hour already. This is going to be a long stream, folks. Aha, yes, you can start using your iPad, Jackie. I'll get into adjusting the grid in just a little bit. Here is your grid setup, and you can show the grid that MarkUp is using, so it coincides, and you want that grid to match your grid so that things don't get askewed when you're highlighting them. You can show center lines if you want to, and you can show guidelines. Now, what the guidelines do is, oops, oh, I do that all the time. See, that's another thing. Okay, see this yellow? This is a guideline. And you can move that over here. Say I'm going to do this square. This is already stitched. I'm going to work on this square. Is there one at the top? Okay. And I'm going to bring that one down. And there should be one over here. Oh no, it's just the top and the bottom one. But that's okay, because now I know that I have this sectioned off. Or maybe better yet, if these are stitched, maybe I want to work it this way, so I don't go over here and I don't go down there. It's kind of like yes, there is a free trial first. These guidelines are like back in the day, back in the cave days, when we used a magnetic board and long magnet strips to mark our lines that we were stitching on. This is the same principle as that. So that you're using these guides to, I mean, I remember when I first started to stitch, and granted, it wasn't anything this complicated, but I would stitch this row and then I would move my magnetic strip down and I'd stitch the next row, and then I'd move it down and stitch the next row and the next row, and then this is the same thing. Yes, Erin, that's true. That's absolutely true. The features that it has is you don't have to log your stitches. It does that for you. And I'm going to go there in just a few minutes. You remember Ghost Magnet days. Okay. Okay. There we go. Thank you, Melanie. I didn't realize there were two. Okay. So you can now stitch, you're stitching in that box. You're stitching that square. So then, okay, say we're going to go across. We'll move them over to this square. Or whatever direction you're going to go. Yes, they can move either way. Either way, Bruce. when you don't move your chart, you can move the yellow strips in any direction. You can even, look, you can even go on top of, you can even have them cross over each other. So yeah, that's a very, very nice feature. I only just found out about that one myself. So like I said, I'm learning this app just as much as you guys are learning this. I just got brave enough to put myself out there and talk about it because I really can't decide which it is that I want to go with. It's yeah, it's a toss-up. And then here is where you put your you can change your diagonal lines. You can not have any diagonal lines. You can have them go from the top left to the lower right. You can have them go from the top right to the lower left, or you can even have them go both directions. Now, personally, I'm going to move these out of the way. I kind of like that feature too. Okay. Personally, I don't know that I'd want them going both directions. However, it's an option. And maybe you do want them going both directions. For example, okay, I'm thinking out loud here. I'm stitching on the diagonal, and maybe I want to just go 10 spaces. Okay, I don't know that you can see my cursor, but maybe I just want to stitch this triangle here and then park in this triangle and work in blocks down the triangle. So maybe that would be a reason to do that. I don't know. I don't know that I would ever use that. I would probably go top right to bottom left. Okay. And then you can change the thicknesses of, say, your center lines or your guide size, or there's options there that you can play with. There's options to make the grid lines thicker. And then, of course, there's all the options to pick different colors. Stitching on the diamond. Bruce, that's a good one. Let's stitch on the diamond instead of stitch on the diagonal. That is a good one. I like that. And then, of course, we talked about the symbol highlights. You can also there's a symbol list. Now, this is another feature that I think a lot of people will like, especially those people that stitch page by page. You can, and I will show you this. This will show you only the symbols that are on that page. And it will also tell you the color number. So that if you want to stitch, if you're stitching page by page, and you only want to pull the colors for that page, you have a list of them. And I will show you that shortly. Like I said, say you're going away and you want to take just the colors for that page. It gives you a list. Okay. And then you can also mark how heavy you want it to be when you are when your finished stitch is marked. You can have it that the color is very light and you're going to see the symbol through and it's very light, which is okay, except for the times that you're working with very, very light colors, like your white or your 819, or some of them that are, very, very pale. I opt to use the medium. That way I know it's marked, but I can still see a symbol if I need to use that as a reference point for what I'm going to stitch. Or you can have a marked solid where you're not going to see the symbol underneath it. So that's another option. Then, specific to just the page, you have this list of things where you can mark up all the okay, say, all right, I'm working on Sir Frederick Frosty, the stocking for my daughter. I put that in here. Again, just to try it out. When I put it in, I could use this feature of mark up all the stitches on the page for those pages of the stocking that I already had finished. So I didn't have to sit and mark. Okay. So you can mark the full page. Or if you have a chart that you're putting in, say a long dog sampler, and you have part of it stitched when you put it into this, you can mark up on that page all the cells that have a symbol in them so that it doesn't mark up the cells that are blank, where it's going to be open space where you're not going to have any stitching. You can mark up all the selected cells of a symbol. So if I highlight all the solid hearts, I can go here, and I stitched them all. I can go here and say, mark them all at one time. I don't want to sit here and scribble, you know, swoosh over them all. Just go here and mark them up all at once. And, oh, geez, I marked up that page, and it was the wrong page. There's an option to clear all the markups on that page. Okay. Then you can go down and you can set, say you have a goal, you want to have your piece done by a certain date. You know, okay, I need this for a gift, and the gift is, I need it by such and such a date. And in order to do that, I need to do X amount of stitches a day. You can set a goal here. When you reach that goal, and you will see it on the bottom left-hand corner of the chart. Like I said, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but it's right there. Bottom left corner of the chart. It's along the side of the chart. When you reach that goal, so I have mine set at 350. I haven't stitched 350 in quite a while either. You'll get little confetti come out over the screen like, yay, did it, you made it today. And then the last one under here is, what time do you want your count for the day to reset? Well, since I have become a bit of a night owl, I have mine set for 3 a.m. That way I know I'm in bed for sure. So that's pretty much the settings of it. And then to get back into the markup mode, you just tap on the screen and you'll be back to markup. Yeah. Yes, it is very similar, Elizabeth, to using a paper chart. Very similar. Do we have to reset everything every day like you do with the parking symbol? Or your diagonal lines still be, oh yeah, your diagonal lines will still be there the next day. And as long as you hit the disc up here in the upper right corner, it's starting from the very far right, it's the X that closes the chart. It's the question mark, that's the help, and then it's a disc. Looks like a floppy disk. As long as you hit on that and save everything, everything will be there the next day. So if I have this symbol highlighted and I exit my chart and I come back the next day, and I save it and I come back the next day, this symbol is still going to be highlighted. So I can pick right up where I left off. Okay. Now, if you hold on the place where it tells you, oh, let me get out of this. Unhighlight that. Oh, highlight that. There we go. Okay. If at the top where your symbol, where it says symbol and no color, if you hold on that, okay, there, tap on it. I'm sorry. This is your list of colors and symbols that are on this page. Okay, so this page uses 43 different colors. There's 7,544 stitches that are not stitched yet. And I have 2 stitches marked somewhere that I did not erase. And they are in the black. So if you look on the left-hand side, it's your color numbers of what colors are on this page. And they're not in any particular order. However, if you tap on the name, it will, my screen is weird sometimes, and I'm sorry. Okay, if you tap on the name, it will put them in numerical order. Now, numerical order being 300, 301, 3045, because that starts with 3, 3064, because that starts with 3. So that's how the numerical order goes. And you can do an ascending or a descending order, whichever you choose. And that's just, like I said, my screen is, could be this thing I'm using as a stylus, but anyway. You can also do the same with the other columns. You can tap on that, and it will switch things around. And yeah, so you can tap on any of the columns and you can go from ascending to descending orders. So it depends on which. Okay, so you're a person that does extreme cross country, and you want to know what colors have the most stitches and what colors have the least stitches, so that you can stitch in that order. If you tap on the to-do column, it's going to show you that 3854 only has 1 stitch. 3827 has 1 stitch, but it's going to give you the order up to the largest amount of stitches. Oops. If you want to stitch the largest amount of stitches first, then you just reverse the order. 310 has the most stitches. Get all the black out of the way. And then you can work down the list. Up to you, whichever, whichever is the easiest for you. But that's another option that's in here. Oh, well, good night, Rose. Yes, Elizabeth, it does take into account the overlap. So you are not stitching stitches twice. Let me get, oh, I want to use my mouse and go on my computer screen, and that doesn't work. So that will show you the pages, okay, and the colors on the page. So let's go back out of that. There we go. Undo that. There. I always forget to go to the movement tool. If you see here, Elizabeth, it shows you the gray areas. let's move that out of the way. Shows you the gray, and that gray is not counted in that stitch count. So it does account for the overlap. So it's not count. That was one of the reasons I did not want to use this app in the beginning, because it didn't take those gray stitches, those overlaps into account. And you had to, at that point in time, go in manually and adjust this blue line that you see here to not count those stitches. Since this update, they've done that for you. So that is an extremely wonderful plus. And another reason that I am leaning towards this app. Now, you also at the top here, I'll go across these 4 at the top. You don't, if you're doing a heaven and earth design, for example, and you already have your color key in when you tap on a symbol, this isn't necessary. If you put a paper chart in, and I don't know that I have a paper chart in at this moment, you can go in and crop just the color key and put it in here, so that when you're working in your chart, oh, okay, now I have this flowery looking symbol. Let's go to the key and see what it is. Oh, okay, it's 3862, I don't know, I'm making up a number, whatever the number is, then I can go back here and stitch it. So you have a color key. If you want to put pictures in and you want to keep a record of the pictures so that you can see your progress, you can put a picture in. But here's the best thing ever, is the information page. I love this page. So it will tell me I marked 2 stitches and I didn't erase them. And I have no stitches marked. I still have 423,498 to do. And that's the total stitches. It will give me my percentage. It will give me my minutes. I spent 2 minutes doing those 2 stitches. I want you to know. And then it will tell me how many stitches I stitched today. If you look on the right-hand side, it will tell me how much time I spent. It will tell me what my daily target is and if I reached that or not. And this gray circle will gradually get colored in the closer you get to your target. It will tell you your stitch rate per day. It will tell you your average stitch time per day. It will tell you when, at the current rate that you are stitching, approximately when your finish date will be. Now, that can be either, oh yeah, I'm going to get done in a reasonable amount of time, or, oh my God, if I stitch 2 stitches a day on this particular chart, I will be finished. You ready? Can you see that number? Can you see that date? March the 30th, 2602. Let me tell you what, if that's the case, it ain't ever going to get finished. Because I ain't ever going to be here then. And then it will tell you how many active days you actually stitched. So this part I really, really, really like. Okay. Now, this is a calendar. So you can pull up this calendar and see, this will tell, once you have more stitching in, you will get your stitch count for every day. And again, it does it as a graph over here on the right hand side. And you can see here, it's a breakdown. So say I stitched for a half an hour here, then I didn't stitch for a while, then I came back and I stitched 2 hours. Then I stopped and had lunch. And then I came back and stitched for half an hour. And then I got up and started getting supper ready and came back and stitched another half hour. And then finished cooking supper and ate. And then came back and stitched in the evening. It will list all those specific times and how many stitches you stitched on each stitching session, but then it will add it up as a total over here in the calendar. Okay. Again, a nice feature, a wonderful, again, another feature I like. So you can see it. I forget what this one is. Oh, this you can see the whole year. Or you can go back. Oh, that just takes you back another year. Close. If you tap that again, you can go back to just a month. Okay. So there's, oh, good Lord. People need to stop texting me about those kinds of things. Sorry. Just a little annoyed. Oh, Melanie, well, don't work too hard. Catch you next time. Do stop in again. Absolutely. So there's not very much data in this one, and I don't even think I have a chart in here that has a lot of data in it. But again, it's a very nice feature. Then we have, okay, this is, it looks like a wrench. I think that's what you call it. It's the third icon in. It tells you, shows you the chart, when you put it in, and when you started marking it up. Okay. I'm not sure about these icons over here under where it says whip, and then there's 3 icons underneath that. I haven't figured those out yet, so I honestly can't help you there. I don't know. And of course, there's the help. There's this syncs everything. I'm not sure what you're syncing to be perfectly honest with you. Like I said, I'm still figuring this out. And then to go back to markup. And then you have one last, which you can put notes in here. Okay. When I put the stocking in, I put a note here that said, this app shows X amount of stitches completed. This was the day that I first installed this chart into this application. So they were done prior to starting to use markup. But you could put any kind of note in here that you wanted, or whatever was pertinent to you, or whatever was important to you while you were working on this chart. And you can also, okay, pictures were on another page. There I was thinking of Stitch Pal, where you could also make your note and put a picture in right away. But just remember to save it. Oh, you have problems with symbol recognition, Julianne. I haven't been using it long enough. The only thing I could think of is the sensitivity turned up high enough. And then again, maybe they will fix that in another update. I don't know. But that's pretty much the wherewithal of the app, of everything that it does. That is the reason, like I said, all these other statistics are the reason that I like it, because I like statistics. I just don't like keeping them. And this does it for me. You can go back to markup by either up here at the top, choosing the markup option out of the 4, or over here and use the marker and it takes you back. Okay. Yeah, I don't. There. Let's choose this color. Yeah, I haven't had problems with it so far, with it not detecting all the symbols. But then I have the sensitivity, for the most part, turned up to about halfway. So maybe it's that or something with the chart. I don't know how to help you there. Like I said, I'm learning this as well as you guys. Now you can see over here in the bottom left-hand corner is the goal that I have set for myself. Now, obviously, I'm not going to do 350 stitches on this chart because I'm not even going to stitch this chart yet. Okay, so that's pretty much the app to use it. People ask me about putting in a chart from a paper chart. Again, that's the reason I was a little late. So the way you do that, the way I figured out to do that was you hit your add new project. I picked to add it from an image file and save photos. Now, mine are in Dropbox. No, I thought, okay. Oh, hey guys. I just found out something new. If you do an image file, you can get to Google Drive. Because here it is, Google Drive above Dropbox. Let's do an image. I have it saved. And I'm going to do my camera. Oh, no, 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 no. Go back, go back. Where did I save it? Oh, where did I save it? Okay, guys, make me a fool. I didn't save it under heaven and earth. I saved it. See, that's the trick. Figure out where you saved it. Oh, that's the problem. It's not on this tablet. Okay. I did it on my iPad. Here we go. Let's see if it came up in my camera. Yeah, I don't have too many pictures on here. Come on, come on. It should be one of these last two, of course. It's the last two. If it came through. I took a picture and it didn't come through. All righty. Nope. Nope. Okay, bear with me here. Oh my God, I can't remember where I saved it. At any rate, hmm, I think it's on my computer and I can't get it. But at any rate, you would pick an image file. I actually need that to show you. Okay, hold on a second. I think it's here. Untitled? No. Recents. Wrong way, Jose. There it is. Okay. Let me add to Dropbox. Okay. All right. Hopefully it went to Dropbox. We shall see. Let's try this again. You guys did say you have all night? Add to Dropbox. Okay, now the question becomes, where did it put it? That's not it. Pictures. That's not it. Oh God, here we go again. That's not it. Well, you added it to Dropbox. Where did you put it in Dropbox? See, this is what happens. Okay. Try this again. Dropbox. Camera uploads. That's where it looked like it was putting it. Okay, bear with me. Maybe under charts. I could look under recents too. That's true. Oh, good Lord. Okay, let's do. All right, try this again. Well, why is it only letting me pictures? No. Recent. No. No. Oh, God. Well, I can't find the picture. How about camera? That's just this camera. Okay, let's do it this way. I have a chart here. Okay, paper chart, folks, paper chart. Here we go. Before I make you all crazy. Okay, trick is make sure it's flat. This is the picture I have but can't find. Okay, make sure it's as flat as you can make it. And then we're going to take a picture. Okay? Now, let's try this again. Oh, you guys are too kind. You put up with this crazy lady me. Okay, so now saved photos. Why are you taking me to heaven and earth? Camera. Well, it wasn't a screenshot. It's not a download. I don't want to go to Dropbox. I want to see gallery. How about gallery? Well, now where did it save that picture? Okay. It was just there. Pictures. Well, now this is like ridiculous. I don't need to go back yesterday. Recent. Well, guys, we're going to have to skip this part because I can't find it. Oh, I know it. I just took the picture. So where does it go? Facebook and Messenger? No. No. And if it's on my tablet, Androids make no sense to me. If it was on my iPad, I could show you real fast. But I couldn't get my iPad to go on the screen. So, no pressure. Oh, good. Yeah, just need to figure out how to find Drive. Yeah. Screen record? No. Oh my goodness. No. I'm much more an movies, music, games. Drive, Dropbox, Gallery, My Files, Camera. No, that's the same two I had before. Screenshots. Nope. Okay, guys. What I'm going to say is it can be done. You take a picture, and then when you can find the picture, you bring it in, import it in. It will do that. I don't even have anything that I just wish I knew where it went to. App isn't available. No, I don't want to close it. Let me look here again. It's not there. File manager. Let's try this. Maybe we can find it. Images. Oh, well. This isn't helping me any better than what I had before. It's supposed to. Hey, who are you? Go away. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go back into MarkUp. And we're just going to use an image from somewhere. I took that. You saw me take a picture of that fox. Duck, duck, go, go. I don't even know what that is, but it came up. Yes, I did it a little bit right before we ate supper tonight, Joy. I loaded one that was a PDF, and I loaded one that I loaded one that was a picture. Okay, I am going to do this. It's a graph. Okay. This was a chart that came with, or this was the chart, I forget who did it. It was for the virtues, the sheep virtues. It was the border if you wanted to do them all as one piece. So the first thing you do is make sure that your chart is in alignment. Okay, is it faced up or down the right direction? If it's not, if it's a little sideways, you can use your 90 degrees right or left to straighten it up. Okay, if it's straight, which this one is, then you just hit next. And this works for a picture of a PDF or a picture, like I took a picture of this just with my camera. Okay. Once you get to this point, you see these blue dots on each corner. What you do is you make this big. Okay. And it looks like things are pretty well lined up. But if they weren't, you can just drag these blue dots to line up your chart so that everything is straight. Okay. So if it needed a little tweaking, okay, you would just use your stylus or use your finger and move these blue dots, and it helps to make this extremely big so that you can see. Okay, so the bigger, actually the bigger, the better. See, now that top line is up a little high. Okay, so I'm just going to do this and bring it down in here a little bit closer. And it's a little tricky to tweak them. Okay, but you want to make sure everything is straight and in line. Okay, the better, how can I say, the more perfectly matched it is, the better your chart is going to be. Okay, so this looks to me like everything is lined up. If this wasn't, you would fix it. Okay, so that things, and that's why I wanted to show you the fox, because there was a little ripple in the paper so that everything, it was just a bit skewed. Okay, but this one seems okay, so I don't have to undo anything. I don't need to cancel it, and I can hit next. So now it's going to ask me, is this the whole, do you want the whole page or just the chart itself? What I opt to choose is chart only. And then it's going to do its thing. And it's going to tell me the grid still needs a little tweaking. And I can go into adjust grid and take care of that. Now, I don't know what tweaking it needs until I open it up. But putting your chart in, whether it be something that you scanned and saved as a PDF, that's what I did with this one at first, or whether it's something that you just took a picture of, this process is the same, and it comes out the same. So here it is in my thing, in my software. And I am going to go into my settings, and I'm going to tell it to show the grid. Okay, so now you're going to see red on here. And these red lines should match up with my grid lines. And they don't. So that's why it says it needs some more tweaking. So this is where you would go back in, and this part I have not totally perfected. And this particular one is a little hard to tell because it has so many lines. It's a little hard to tell what exactly is grid lines and what is other lines. So I'm going to go back in here, and I'm going to do adjust grid. And then those blue lines with the circles. Okay. This, I don't need to adjust everything is straight. So I don't need to adjust that. So I would hit next. And then I'm going to get that screen again with the circles. And it's going to tell me that something needs tweaking, and I can once again make this big and go over here so that I can line this up with maybe where it should be. And again, this is fiddly, and it's something you fiddle with. But you see, as I do that, it changes where these grid lines fall. And now this seems, I'm not sure if it's actually on the grid line, because I can't really tell on this. There's too many dark lines and not dark lines that it's hard to know what's what. This line here, if you can see my marker, you see the red intersection, and the right to the right of that, there is a dark line. That's the outline that tells you where the chart belongs within this. So it's a little hard to tell which are your grid lines and which aren't. But on a better chart where you have definite grid lines and they're easy to see, you would just adjust these borders. If you still have trouble, there's a button called Set Chart Size. And what you would do, and now I don't have the paper one. This tells me that the grid is 212 by 293. You would take your paper chart and actually look at what the stitch count is. Change these numbers to that stitch count, and then that will help you to line up the grid where it needs to be. So this part it's fiddly, but it can be done, and it's just that the process is not hard. It's the fiddliness of lining up the grid. But just say that everything is, we're just going to pretend everything is where it should be, that we have it all lined up where we want it to be, and we're going to say done. And we're going to go back into MarkUp. It may tell me it still needs adjusting, because like I said, with this one, I can't really tell which are the right grid lines and which aren't. But you can then search now. We're going to increase the sensitivity, and it's going to do it again. And on this particular graph, you wouldn't have to search because this is the key that you would use to if you had to assign your own colors. Go here. And it didn't pick them all up, but it did pick most of them up. So, but you get the idea. And that's how you do it. You get the idea. And then you can still mark them off as you stitch them. And that, if you're putting a paper chart in, chances are it's something that's not, well, I shouldn't say that. If you're putting a paper heaven and earth in, it could be complicated. However, if I was to do that, if I was going to put, if I didn't have a digital copy of a heaven and earth design and I just had a paper pattern, I would have it scanned and saved as a PDF and then put it in and go through this process. And that way it's not going to, things are going to match up and be pretty close to if it was an actual PDF. But, you know, give or take. But that's the basics of how you do that, of how you put in a paper pattern or a scanned pattern. You know, you just take a picture and then be able to find where it's saved. Like I said, if I was doing this on my iPad, I know where it saves. With this Android, I cannot tell where. I do not know where things go when they save. No, I didn't. I did not export, Denise, to Dropbox. It just went on this tablet somewhere. I don't know where. Joy, you put in patterns from cross stitch and Hardanger. And they were PDF. Okay. Yeah, and they go in relatively easy. Yeah, I think the easiest thing is to scan them, to tell you the truth. Not that you can't take the pictures, you certainly can. But I think the easiest thing is the easier way is to scan them. And I just couldn't figure out how to get my iPad screen where I have my Android screen in my streaming software. That was my problem. If it wouldn't have been for that, I would have done this on my iPad. So that's another thing this old lady has to figure out. I don't know if I don't know. Well, let me look if there's a download folder. Image files and save photos. Why didn't it go to the photo gallery? Why? My drive. It didn't even go into recents. My files. Download. Nope, didn't go there. Screenshots. Didn't go there. Camera is not there. I don't know what that is. It's not there either. I don't even know what that picture is. Good God Almighty. Didn't go to OneDrive, did it? Well, obviously didn't go there because I ain't logged in. Oh my God. Oh, heaven help us. I don't know. I'll figure it out till next time. And I don't even know what the file name would be because it was just the check the camera. Well, now isn't that a novel idea, Jackie? Oh, like I said, this is not my yeah, it's doesn't even show the picture that I took. What the heck? Well, let's do this. Let's camera. Oh my God. See, this is awful. Let's just take part of it. Okay, I took the picture. Photo. Maybe that's what I did wrong. Okay, now you see how it's been. So all right, let's try this one more time. Okay, I give up. That's enough. It's making me crazy. It's making me nuts. Okay. I will do a short video on how to do that. Oh, God bless America. Yeah, yeah, I could, but yeah, I'm over it. I hope you guys don't mind. I hope you don't mind. Oh, but other than that, what else can I answer for you that you might want to know? Oh, I had to have a drink. I think I covered all the important things. Yeah, we went over all the configuration stuff. We went over how to put a chart in. We went over marking it up and all the features. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Jackie. I'm glad. I hope you all found it useful, helpful. And like I said, again, full disclosure, I have no affiliation with this developers or with this app. It's just an app I found when it first came out. I used it. I didn't like it. I used it. I didn't like it. I used it. I went, maybe. And then this last update was, whoa, wait a minute. Now the biggest thing for me that I didn't like was the fact that I had to keep going back to my color key. And I did not want to do that because let me tell you, Pattern Keeper certainly has me spoiled in that respect, where it automatically tells you, oh, Jackie, thank you. Oh, that is so very kind of you. Thank you so much. Yeah, Pattern Keeper has you spoiled in the fact that you just click on that symbol and it tells you the color number. You don't waste all that time looking and having to then go find the color and la da 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 da. Where this is now doing that same thing. And that was the biggest thing for me. And even in the Facebook group, yeah, they have a Facebook group. Even in there, I would say, I like the app, I like the features, but I don't like this. And that is a deal breaker for me. So once they added that, now if they add where they put all the pages together for you, then for sure, I think I would use this app over Pattern Keeper just because it has all those statistics in it. And I just think those are like really interesting to know, you know, and because I forget to write those things down. Oh yeah, I'll do it when I go back over come back over here in my little den of the stitching goodness. But then I forget, then I totally forget to do it. Then I go a week and haven't done it. And then Pattern Keeper only works on an Android, so the only way you can get like your stitch counts for the day is to go back in and change the date on your tablet so that it will pull up the stuff from that date. So that gets to be a pain and another time eater, and time that we all rather spend stitching. And now that I have this new stand, I really want to be stitching. But I will wait till tomorrow, and I will spend the rest of the evening with my hubby watching whatever crappy TV's on tonight. Metro, this one that we've been looking at is MarkUp R-XP. And the other one that I'm comparing it with is Pattern Keeper. Pattern Keeper works strictly on an Android, where MarkUp works on Apple product and Android. So, you know, that's another plus, that it does both. Do I think it keeps stats on? Yes, it does, on each project. Yes. Okay, let me go into Mr. Frosty here. I think it should load fairly quickly. Yeah, it will tell me just the statistics for. Okay, here's what I have done on Sir Fred. So we'll go into the info. Okay, so I've stitched all but 32,000 stitches. I have 20 parked. I still have almost 45,000 to go. I actually got to 41%. Yahoo! And then I did not stitch on it today. But, oh, that was the wrong one. I can put notes in here. I did put a picture in and made a note. This is the one I wanted. Okay, so here's what I stitched on any given days. You can see the days I stitched. You can see how many stitches I did those days. If I go here, you see under the bar graphs, I can look at how many. Okay, here on the It tells me how many stitches I did at each session that I stitched. It tells me how many minutes I stitched. I don't know how it there is a I guess an algorithm or something that they use to determine the amount of time that you stitched. I don't quite understand that, so I'm not 100% sure how accurate that time is. Because if you look here, I did 117 stitches in 57 minutes. Yeah, I don't think so. And here I did 82 stitches in 30 minutes. I don't think so. But it has something to do with the amount of, I think it's the amount of time in between the times I don't know. I don't know. There is an explanation somewhere, but I don't quite understand it. But you can see all the, oh, I'm at the bottom of that list. You can see all the breakdown of the amount of stitching and what I did when and all of that good stuff. So this is specific. This is the history for just this project. So if I would open up the one I just started, the autumn church frame, you would see this same thing for that. And it would be specific to that project. Now, the other thing that would be cool, if it took all your projects and gave you cumulative totals, so that you can say, oh, I stitched a total of, I don't know, 10,000 stitches this month. So many stitches were on this project, so many stitches were on this project, so many stitches were, well, Jody, no, I was behind and I switched the pattern keeper back in here in this empty week. And then I just marked everything in here because I was flipping back and forth because I can't decide which app I really want to use. I'm leaning to MarkUp, but I have not made a definite decision. So anybody got any ideas? Anybody have any thoughts? If you had to pick one, if you had to pick just one and couldn't do both, which one would you pick? The not putting the chart as one big chart is not a deal breaker for me. Yeah. Just use whichever one you're happy with on that day. Yeah, I'm leaning to MarkUp. Just because of all this extra stuff. And like I said, not putting it all together as one big chart is not a deal breaker for me. It would be wonderful. It would be nice. It would be terrific. I just thought of something else. One more thing. Let me go back here. Somebody asked me about backstitching. Yeah. Jody, you think this MarkUp is over your head? So you would use the simpler one? Yeah, that's both of them have just great advantages. Yeah, I wish Pattern Keeper did too. If Pattern Keeper had the statistics, I would definitely stay with that. Too much delay on an Android and I only do one page at a time. Well, that's another good thing. This, I did start this variant, but let me find a page. This is a long dog. It went right in. But people asked me about back stitching. Now, that's another thing. I try and find a page that has back stitching on it. This one shows watch, I won't be able to find one. But the back stitching on a long dog sampler does show up in this app. Where in Pattern Keeper, your back stitching does not show up. I guess I don't have any other long dogs in here. Yeah, I don't have any other long dogs in here. Yeah, just that one. And that I'll get rid of. And that I'll get rid of. Yeah, so yeah, I can't decide. Bruce, you played with MarkUp a little bit today, but MarkUp is more fiddly. I think there are fiddly things about it. Yeah. Pattern Keeper does show up. Yes, not on your working chart. It shows up in the PDF part. Yeah, so you would have to flip back to the PDF to see the back stitching. It just doesn't, yeah, you're right. It just doesn't show up on your big put together chart. Yeah. So I'm still undecided. Still undecided. I'll play with it a while. And the way I've been stitching, then that is one thing. You can't take your chart from MarkUp that's already marked up and put it into Pattern Keeper. That won't work. And vice versa. You can't put a marked up chart from Pattern Keeper into MarkUp. So there's no crossover. They're not compatible. Oh, you found it by accident, Bruce. Yeah, I kind of find a lot of things in these by accident. But you know what? That's another way we learn all these new things. So, well, guys, I think we're I'm gonna call it a day. If you have more questions, or if you need me to try and figure out something for you. Yeah, I use Goodreader before I use Pattern Keeper. Yeah, the only thing Goodreader didn't search for your symbols, so you kind of had well, by then I was stitching row by row on a diagonal at that point, which I'm not always doing anymore. Thank you, Bruce. You have a really great night too, and a really great 4th of July. And I personally am going to skip the 4th of July. I try and avoid that holiday because it makes me a year older. So that's the other thing is my stand came just in time to be a wonderful birthday present. So that was a very timely, it's a very timely time for it to show up. Bruce, I got you hooked on Pattern Keeper. I seem to have gotten a lot of people hooked on a lot of things. It's my birthday. I can't skip it. Yes, I can. I'm going to be 69 again. Again. 69 plus a few. So I guess I don't do too bad for an old lady. Yeah. So yeah, it was a wonderful. I did not expect it for my birthday, to tell you the truth. I thought it would be another week or two until it came, because it appeared to be stuck in customs. But yeah, it's here, and just makes me so happy. Well, thank you all for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. I'm pausing my birthday. Yes. Like I said, I try to ignore it. I'm not a big celebrator, but somehow the years roll around and it doesn't let you forget them. So I do thank you all, and I do appreciate it, and I do appreciate all of you hanging out with me tonight and listening to me ramble on about this and try and show you what this app is all about. Like I said, the developer has put out quite a few videos on YouTube that they may also answer questions or tell you more than what I could tell you. Like I said, I'm figuring it out, and I can't figure out where things are saved on this tablet to save my soul. So, oh, thank you, Jody. Oh, Jody, by the way, I think I accidentally deleted a comment that you left as an answer to someone on, I think, my last video. It came in under the held for review, and I think I accidentally hit the wrong button. I went to approve it, and then it wasn't there anymore. So please accept my apologies for that. I did not mean to do that. Your comment was absolutely fine, and I don't even remember at this point what it was, because so many things happened today. But I am so sorry that I did that. And if you want to repost your comment to her, please feel free to do so. I can't even tell you what comment it was on. I just know that I accidentally deleted something. So my apologies to you for that. I did not mean to do it, honest. Okay, guys, I am out of here. I am going to sit in a comfy chair. And actually, what I'm going to do tonight is finish my granddaughter's shorty sock. I have one more to finish, just the ribbing on it. So that's going to be tonight. And tomorrow, my stand is going to be my friend. Thank you. So all of you, have a wonderful rest of the evening. Have a wonderful 4th of July. And I will see you all the next time. And I will post a short video once I find that scan and show you actually how to deal with a paper chart. So look for that. It'll be Wednesday. It might not be till next week, but I'll get one up for you all. So have a great weekend. Have a great rest of the week. Have a great 4th of July. And always remember, there's no rules in cross stitch. The only rules there are those that you make for yourself. Don't let other people steal your joy. As long as you are happy, that is all that matters. So, have a great day. See you next time. Bye-bye.